Hell's Paradise. I can't believe I slept on this manga for so long. I just picked it up the other day after discovering that it was getting an anime adaptation, and I will tell you, I was not ready for this ride. We start off the story looking at the main character named Gabimaru. He's being executed, decapitated. As they try and decapitate him, it just doesn't work. He breaks the blade and he avoids being decapitated. They try other methods, including burning him at the stake, pulling his limbs from limbs with oxys. And you might be wondering, what causes a man to get killed in such brutal methods? It's because he was a cold-hearted shinobi who killed under the direction of his boss. He just sits there and he starts to ponder, what feeling of attachment does he have to this world? And why he won't go to the afterlife? This is all until he meets a woman decapitator named Yamada Sagiri. And Gabimaru acknowledges that she is the general article and that she could really kill him. She asks Gabimaru if he really wants to die, as she swings her blade, ready to take his life. Gabimaru dodges out of the way and realizes that he does want to live, even if he doesn't understand. Sagiri states that he's been deceiving himself this whole time with the idea that he should accept death and he should die. But instead, the truth is that he does have an attachment to life because he loves his wife. Sagiri states this fact and states that her very existence makes his life worth living. Gabimaru becomes enraged at this thought, so he attacks her by having flashbacks of his wife. Gabimaru states that he can't live a normal life like everyone else, and that he can't have a wife and he can't enjoy his life because he has too much blood on his hands and his mentality is too far gone. That's when Sagiri states that there is a way for him to live, a way for him to have a normal life with his wife, to celebrate. The Shogun has given a pardon for all crimes committed in the past, if they bring back the elixir of life from the other side. That is why Sagiri has shown up to look for someone who will make it back alive from this place. And this is the thing I really love about Hell's Paradise. The characters are just amazing. Everyone is really well written. We see Gabimaru at the start of the story. He was very encased in his emotions. He didn't really let anything else. He was given the title of the Hollow, which was it was given to him by his boss, which means he has no real emotion and he only kills. But as we see, he develops through the story and he embraces his weakness for his love for his wife. But it shows that weakness sometimes does help you. It shows that he can use that weakness to push through the things that he suffers from and to make it back alive, to see his wife again. And it's not like he becomes a perfect saint. It's not like all those characters who wouldn't want to kill anyone. I'm looking at most shonen shows, but Gabimaru is definitely a real life character. He kills to survive. He kills to live on. He doesn't care about his enemies. If they're going to stand in his way, he doesn't care who they are. He will kill them. The fight scenes are another thing that I really enjoyed. It's not just the character development, but it's also seeing their development with the fighting and how they fight. We also see that there's very good paneling in the story, so it makes it very easy to read and very easy to understand what's happening in the fights. The author and illustrator, Yuji Kaku, did a very good job of this. You can see in the starting portions, it's not so great, but in the later portions of the story, it definitely gets better. We can understand as it gets more advanced and the fights become a little bit more hectic and all that type of stuff. Spoilers! Okay, before I go any further, I do want to talk about the villains. So I'm giving you a spoiler warning for the manga, because this will obviously spoil the anime for you if you watch it. Okay, I hope you're gone now. First, there's... Sorry about that, my phone just went off. There are 3 different types of villains. You got the Tensons, you got the Convicts, and you do have the Decapitators. Now, the Decapitators are obviously there to make sure the Convicts bring home the elixir of life, and the convicts are obviously villains because they have to kill the other convicts because only one convict can bring home the elixir of life. But the Tenzin are the major villains. Now, the Chinese definition is heavenly immortal. They are 7 beings from one body. Now, the power that these Tenzins use is called Tao. Now, Tao is pretty much life force, or if you read out the novels, it might be called Chi or Ki or anything like that. It's kind of like a spirit sense. We do see earlier in the manga, the blind man, he has these things called waves, and that's it's kind of like the life force. You can kind of directly see what they do. Anyway, this life force lets you manipulate the surrounding areas, and it is the main fighting tool that everyone uses. There's 5 elements: wood, metal, fire, water, and earth. Now, these 5 elements directly have strengths and weaknesses. Like, fire is boosted by wood, so fire would be better against wood and would be worse against fire, and that's the general basis. So the whole point is pretty much the Tenzins were bringing civilians in and people to turn them into Tao, because Tao is the life force. Now, these creatures are half plant, so that's how they obviously suck in the life force of the other civilians. Now, the whole villain goal was to kind of turn the whole world into Tao, but we do find out later in the story that that one of the main Tenzins was actually having a different plan. Rian. That's what her name is. She was actually the first Lander's wife, but we didn't find that out until right at the end of the manga, and her plan was to bring her husband back to life using the life force. Anyway, I absolutely love this manga. I think it is absolutely fabulous. It is easily one of my top 10s. The fight scenes are fucking amazing. The character is amazing. The art is amazing, and I cannot wait till it gets an anime adaptation. I hope so much they do it justice, and I hope that everyone else enjoys it.